the dog. Sometimes I remember being other things. A frog, a prince, a thick-stalked flower, a creeping vine, a fish. But now I am a dog, an old dog. Once, as a young dog, I ran and barked, chased small animals and sticks, brought ducks back to my master without ruffling a feather. So my memory tells me. I fathered several litters of litters, breeding with every, bitch in heat whom I encountered, of which there were many, many that were of the very best bloodlines, and many that were otherwise. In the faces of my progeny, I can remember this happened, but the happening, those proud and crazed moments, or even the sensation itself, the madness of desire ever since a jagged knife removed my testicles, I have nearly forgotten. Yes, I still sniff beneath strangers' tales, and I still on occasion rub my empty crotch on the genteel leg of a baron's child. But these are empty gestures now, the habits of a ghost I barely recognize. I sleep, and I chew my old bone. Sometimes I dream, or think, of the world outside where a ball of fire incinerates first the body, then the soul. Of the world outside where a generous and abundant star burns off in an instant, decrepit, clinging memories and nagging ghosts, drenching the body and soul with hope and vigor. Of the gods who rule this world and maybe that one, and of what interest they have in a dog named Rufus or the bone he chews on. Or, oh gods, what do you make of young Rex? Rex is a dog, a young and virile dog, but despite his name, in no way majestic. I have known Rex since he was a wet, helpless puppy, indeed since before he existed, a fact which has induced me to believe he's mine. I cannot tell by looking at him. He's a scrawny mongrel, with the features of a dozen sires in his absurd face and misproportioned body. I have, however, known more than a few, hot bitches of less than superior lineage who could be his mother. Who knows?
I'm Rex, a prince, born into exile, ruined, no kingdom, no riches, but the blood of every hero in us dogs' history. And Rufus is one. Big, black, stupid, hairy monster. He can crush my head in his jaws. Would have if he could, too slow. And wouldn't leave the side of his master. And too many hot bitches. It's my father, Rufus. My brother, too. And my grandfather, cousin, uncle, maybe. Figured out. Rufus had 3 instincts: kill, bark, fuck. And he had one thought: obey master. Well, master gone and took his balls. Took his balls and gone away. Now Rufus has one instinct: bark. Yeah, bark, 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 bark. Thoughts? Bark, bark, bark. He don't bark the way he used to. Still, he barks.
A decent mutt, that Rex. Takes his place without excessive cringing. Brings me the livers of shrews. Hears my observations on the grand subject of life, often his specifically, his life. A sensationalist parody, not completely unkind, of my own. to his common eyes, an only slightly inferior replica. I wouldn't challenge that.
Rufus, a puppy, eats soft food killed by another.
One day, today in fact, Rex brought me a turkey's giblets and some strange news.
Don't swat me for this, sir, but I may be in love.
I swallowed the rich morsel, lay down, licked the dark juice from my paws, and answered, "Good, Rex, good." With a street urchin, I suppose, who picks the ticks out of your ears, pinches them between his little fingernails, you lick the blood?
No, sir, not at all.
You make a warm bed and a soft pile of offal?
No, sir, listen, that isn't it.
Oh, by that wine, I know. You've got a special bitch, and you're waiting for her time, gathering rags for the lumps to teeth on. Come here and let me swat you. Of course, he did. But I was too comfortable to do more than brush him with the back of my paw, still enough to knock his bony friend to the ground. He slinked far out of reach before answering, without the wine this time, I'm proud to say. He sat on his haunches, held up his head, and answered,
No, with a rabbit.
Anger and amusement together overpowered me. Lucky for Rex, for with just anger I could have torn his neck open without realizing what I was doing. He stood up, made two tight circles, still keeping well away from me, and continued with something of the humorous snap of all small dogs.
With the rabbit, I said, and I love her. A rabbit. A rabbit. I love a rabbit, and she loves me. She's beautiful, warm, soft.
He paused to pant. Rex! Oh, Rex! I'm afraid you're confusing your appetites. Now get them straight and bring me back the juicy bits.
No. No. Found her in a shallow hole, asleep. Heart pumping under soft, thick fur. And I could have snatched her by the neck and shaken life out before waking. No. No, I didn't. I guarded her, and I fought two fat and thick-skinned bulldogs. Yes, two. I followed her home, protected her, told her I loved her, and kissed her.
Kissed her? You're a dog, Rex! Dogs do not kiss, even mongrel half-breeds. I pulled myself up, shaking off the dust.
Well, either you're wrong or I'm not a dog, Rufus, for I kissed her. Sir?
He held his tail very straight without wagging. I enjoyed this courageous defiance, for he is my bastard in spirit, if not in blood. But I recoiled, disgusted to recognize the subject of his courage. Recoiled doubly for my pride in him, and trebly for our relation. And I recoil again now to remember. I snarled, considering whether I should pounce on him and crush his gullet. Not a dog, you say? Well then, I'm still hungry. Although I wonder whether you're worth the potential disturbance to my digestion. I had, in fact, decided not to maul him. I was curious, no, intrigued, mildly. He didn't shrink, not a hair. He smelled strange. I said aloud, "Oh, gods, how could a dog love a rabbit?" He said,
But Rufus, I want to know if she loves me. Does Laprida love me?
"Yes," I answered, "but not alone." He was already turning away. He could not hear me.
I love you. I love you, Laprida. Do you love me? Whoever will answer, does she love me?
I returned to my home.